Mirupa isso. Ané?
My name is Named Lethoko, also known as JT. I'm an owner of JT Lethoko Music, JT Lethoko Films, JT Lethoko Team Buildings. So those are the business that I'm currently focusing on. And yeah, I'm from a small town in the northwest called Zeerust. A village called Dinokana, that's where I'm born and bred. What drove me to start my first business is that there was a need. Funny enough, I started my business when I was still in university. So I was in a space of information technology. So there was a need that I wanted to see myself as a job creator than a job seeker. So while I was sitting there alone, that's when I said, okay, you know what? Let me register my first business so that when I finish school, I have something that I will be busy with. I know that while I'm busy pursuing my studies, my focus should be where and where. So that's how I started my first business. And I partnered with some of the other guys where their own focus was on another specialization in a business. So I had few business partners in my first business. However, it went south. I always had a burning fire in me to do something. So there was a need, there was a gap. Every time you hear about the rate of unemployment, things like that, then I was like, okay, am I going to contribute to that rate when I finish in university? Then my question was like, no, there's something that I need to do. So my burning fire was to tap in that market to say, I am not going to be part of the statistics. From onset, I always wanted to be successful, regardless of what is it that I'm doing. Whatever that I wanted to do, I wanted to succeed in it, either small or big. I needed to associate myself with the right people. I needed to change my mindset and have a clear direction in terms of what is it that I want to achieve in life. It's what we call a circle of poverty. I always wanted to break that circle of poverty, because if we are all going to follow one route, we are going to follow the same steps. You come from a family where no one finished or went to college, went to university. You come from a family where they depend on social grant. So you are in the circle of poverty. You are in a family where your parents have to build their parents' houses before they can move on to their own houses. So that's a cycle of poverty. It means that you are also, as a child, you're also going to build your parents' houses because they did the same with their parents. So that cycle, it keeps on rotating. So for you to break that cycle, you're saying, I want my children, the generation that's gonna come after me, not to follow through the same cycle. My first business, I think it was started in 2011. I still regret why I let it fail. There were politics around. Sometimes the partner that you choose might be your breakthrough or might be your downfall. So I believe in most of my business, my failure happened to be surrounding or surrounding the partners that I have. So when you're in a business and you're partnering with people who do not share the same mission and vision with you, that's where your downfall comes into. My second business, which I believe by now we should have been multimillionaires, fear. Fear was our downfall, where people fear the unknown. People started to panic when things are not working the way they expected. So those are the kind of failures that I came across in the line of business. Number one is faith. Number two is trusting in God. Is trusting in the processes. Is trusting in the people that I work with and the passion that I have. If you set a goal in life and you say, I want to go to Cape Town by this time, you know the steps that you need to do to reach to Cape Town. You might have challenges along the way when you budget to have that vacation in Cape Town. But if you have faith and you trust the processes that one day you will achieve what you want to do, and you know you put in your faith in high power for motivation to keep on saying, my child, you'll do it. And also, when you start something, you must remember there are people who are watching. They might not tell you that you inspire them. There is someone out there who says, Dumisang is my role model. You also don't want to fail other people while you are failing yourself. And when you do something and you're passionate about it, no matter the storm that you face in business, when those storm comes, you will wait up until it finishes, no matter how many items or how many challenges or the things that you will lose throughout the storm. But once the storm is over, you will know you will reach to whatever that you put for yourself. So I surrounded myself with people who want to see themselves achieve things. The circle that I keep is the one that also motivates me to do better. So external forces, they also play a huge role. So, and also putting in mind that there will be negativities that also comes around. It's a matter of what do you do with those. You might be good at one item or one thing. If you do not have the network, you are just like someone who's planting trees but they don't water it. Networking is very important, and also understanding the processes of business, because sometimes people see a business and they'll be like, they be enjoying to say, no, this, you're in business, things like that. They don't understand that there are other factors or the red tapes that are in a business. So if at some point you knew certain things that, okay, for me to be here in this business, I need to do this. I need to be accredited for this. I need to be in such networking. My role is to lead, is to give direction, to say this is where we're going. But also, it's not to be a big-headed to say, you're going to listen to me. As a leader, I'm a team worker, or I'm a team leader, and I'm a team player. I said I'm a team worker because I have to get my hands dirty for things to happen as well. You must be able to listen to what other people are saying that are working with you. You must be able to dedicate responsibilities across and trust the processes and trust people that you are working with. So if you can have trust, so my message will be, know what you want to achieve in life and know how you're going to achieve it and know who will assist you to achieve it. My thought on black business is that we have the skill, we have the power, we are capable, we have problems. In black business we have pull him down syndrome, those kind of things. We need to deliver the good services and not hide behind support the black business. We must not support black business. We must support good services. We must support good product. So we shouldn't just do things and say support black business. We must lead by example. We must do great, and we must inspire, and we must also mentor others who are coming after us, because we must know our generation today might be young. Tomorrow we might be old and not be able to walk. In Setswana, there is a say that says, "Ngwana wa kgosi ithuite molodi motlang malata a ileng." Hence, I spoke about mentorship. When you mentor someone, you're saying, should I not be in position of power, or anything can happen anytime. Tomorrow I might not be in a right state of making decisions, but the question is, who did I put my seed into? Who did I mentor so that they can take over from what I do? So we must be able to circulate whatever skill and knowledge we have across other things, so that we don't close doors for other black businesses. Dealing with losses is a painful thing, no matter how big or how small. But when you have faith, you know that, and you prepared your mind. Everything that you do, you must prepare your mind to say, should this happen, then what? Once you get prepared in that road, once you get in business, business on its own, it's a risk. It's just like investing. When you invest, tomorrow you might invest million, tomorrow you lost it. What's gonna happen if you lose it? So we must deal with our psychological capacity or ability to say, will it break me or will it make me strong? So as for me, how I deal with losses, it's a matter of saying, one day I will recover. And once I'm positive about making a loss, I'm already prepared to make a loss, but not to say I'm going to intentionally get myself in that position. So that's how I deal with loss. I accept, and I wake up, dust myself, and move forward. What I will say to the upcoming entrepreneurs, start something that you want to see through. Don't do things because you see it working for someone else. What I'm passionate about might not be your passion. And what I always say is that do something that you're passionate about, so that even if it does not bring money the way you expected it, you won't give up. Because sometimes we want to believe in doing something, and then you think in 2 months, 3 months, you will be making a lot of money. Getting in business does not guarantee you to be a millionaire in a year. It might take you 10 years, 20 years to even make your first 500,000. So the question is, when you start, will you be discouraged by those small portion of money coming in, so that you can also invest in what you do? Also, how are you going to take criticism? If your customer criticizes you, how will you react to such? Because sometimes we don't want to be criticized in our service. If someone requested my services and they are disappointed with it, and they tell me how disappointed they are, I become reactive or react in what they said, instead of me to look back and reflect to say, how can I improve what I did wrong to this person so that it does not happen to the next person? Because if you are going to repeat the same mistake over and over, you're setting yourself for a failure. So take all the negativity that comes to you, all the bad reviews that comes to you, and improve and make them your strong point. So when you start, before you quit, remember why you started. And while you are getting disappointed and over, look who's watching. Look who's watching, you might be a motivation to someone who's coming. Sometimes people also, they will see that you are succeeding in what you're doing, only to find out they don't know the pressure and the depression that you're getting yourself into when you are alone, when things are not happening. Because success, it's going to start with all the disappointment that's happening. People only see what they see, but things that they don't see, that discourages you. Work on those things. So when you start something, start to finish.